that's the biggest benefit to it is like.
So the big question is, what are top agents doing to absolutely crush it in real estate, grow their teams and add more transactions year over year while so many struggle? To get the answers, we interview top real estate agents to learn their secrets to success. Listen, we believe every agent should make a minimum of $100,000 per year, and we're on a mission to make this happen. We've already helped over 100 agents achieve this with our coaching. So if you want to fast track your business growth, get to your first $100,000 in GCI or add another $100,000 in GCI using social strategies, then head over to go.eliteagentsecrets.com, or you can just click the link in the description below. Also, just make sure to follow us, hit that subscribe button, and if you get any value from this at all, please tell a friend and leave us a review. My name is Andrew Dunn.
And my name is Peter Michael. Welcome to Elite Agent Secrets.
Hey everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Elite Agent Secrets show. Today we've got Sarah Kopecki with us. She's been in real estate for 5 years, done 130 deals in the last 2 years alone, top 1% in the local MLS, got 3 agents and 2 staff on her team. Also has been hitting it off on Instagram, got a viral video that gave her over 8,000 followers. Today we're going to be discussing coaching, video, and social media. She's going to be diluting down the modern agent who's fucking crushing it. Sarah, thank you for coming on the show with us today. How are you doing?
Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm doing great. Excited to be here.
This one's going to be fun because we're talking about the modern agent, right? Everything that we do is quote unquote modern nowadays. Yeah. And if you listen to the show, you know that Andrew and I, we are firm believers that the old school methods, not that they don't work, but they don't work. They don't really work for us. They don't work, right? Because how everything has changed, Web 3.0 being right around the corner. But before we even dive into any of that, I do want to know about your 8,000 followers in just a few weeks. But take us back to day one. Why did you make we always laugh about it, terrible or great decision about getting involved in real estate?
Yeah, that is a great question. Okay, so I kind of hit a really big low in my life. Marriage was kind of falling apart. Everything was falling apart. My whole life.
And you picked real estate.
Like, yeah. My life was going really shit. Chose real estate. It can't get worse.
It can't get any worse.
And it did. And then it did. And she was like, fuck.
No, so I read this book written by a life coach, and I was like, I'm just going to change all the things about my life. So I did the logical thing, signed up for real estate classes, signed up for a marathon, started working with her inside and out, and so ran a marathon, became a realtor, and then was like, now what? I didn't know what to do, so I joined a team, became a buyer's agent. I had no idea what a buyer's agent was. And sold 25 homes my first year with the team. I made no money because the splits were terrible. They gave me all the ones that had the extra referral fees on them. So I legit made on one deal, I remember $800 because there was so many reload fees on it. And they were just giving me
that's like rental money.
It was ridiculous. But I kept just saying, I know that if I build a really strong foundation, I'm going to be golden. And so that's what the first 2 years, I just worked really hard, did as many open houses as I could, et cetera, et cetera. And then I left the team. But that's kind of how I got my start in real estate.
Jeez.
Wow, my hat goes off to you. Yeah, we're going Jesus Christ.
We're big proponents of teams, but one of the caveats is they've got to be fair. That's not fair. That's like fucking extortion.
Yeah. Honestly, though, I didn't want to be one of those agents always chasing the golden egg. And I didn't want to be switching brokerages and switching teams. And that's why I just stuck with it, because I just felt like, you know what, I'm going to learn something. Good, bad, ugly, what I don't want to be. And so I really stuck with it.
So what did you do your second year? Take us, because it's only 5 years, so I'm sure you can remember. First year was at 25. What did you do second, third, fourth?
Yeah, so first year was 25. Second year was actually 25 as well. From there, then I left the team. I did 35 deals the next year. And then I did 70 and then 75. So.
Whoa. How did you jump? Well, I guess there's 2 questions for everyone listening. How did you go from 0 to 25? Was that just the team? But then more importantly, how did you go from 35 to 70?
Yeah,
that's a huge leap.
Yeah, so 0 to 25, and that was with the team. They were giving me leads, and then it was just open houses, Sphere, all that kind of good stuff. From 35 to 75, that really was I had no admin. It was me by myself completely. I think I've never cried so much in my life doing 70 deals by myself. But really what it came down to was 90% referrals from past clients. So I just really poured into my past clients, to my sphere, anywhere I could add value. That's what it came down to. And that's how I was able to double.
Okay, so I got to jump in here because we hear this all the time. I poured into my clients.
Yep.
I focused on my past clients. What does that mean? What did you do? Like, help us understand some of the tangibles, because that's one of the things that I'm trying to figure out. It's like,
right.
Okay, I can check in. Hey, what's up? How are you? You want to, come kick it with us on the boat, this or that. And I'm just a little bit lost about what pouring into my clients looks like, because I generally do care about them and I want to make sure that the outreach is genuine and not just because I'm looking for a deal.
Right. So I would say the number one thing is, connecting on social media, because that's where your clients are, right? So just commenting on their stuff, being involved in what their life looks like. So they lose someone, I sent them something, they have a baby, I sent them something. They're getting married, I sent them something. I sent, cards constantly like, hey, just want to thank you so much for being in my sphere and in my world. If I can help you, with real estate at all, let me know, So it was just constantly staying top of mind and being there for those life-changing moments or everyday moments, in their lives. A lot of giveaways. So a lot of really fun, like for moms, for Mother's Day, we did like, we're big on giveaways. For Father's Day, giveaway. For Christmas, we do 12 days of giveaways. So constantly things where we're adding value in and giving stuff away. Who doesn't like free shit?
I love it. So put in a perspective of newer agents. If let's say they only have 3 or 4 clients, are you still doing giveaways?
You're doing giveaways because it's not just for your clients. It's for you, it's for everybody who follows you on social media too.
Ooh,
so
interesting.
It's not just, I didn't just do my clients. I did everybody who was local. So I did have a little, disclosure, like on the bottom, you must be local, because they obviously had to pick it up or I had to be able to drop it off. So for example, somebody who won my Mom's Day giveaway wasn't a client. I didn't know her. She was tagged by a few different friends. She ended up winning the giveaway. And then 6 months later, she sold her house and bought her next house with me.
There you go. It's called investing in your people, right? Pouring in your people. It's nice that you're giving us some of those tangibles, because being, whether you're new in the business or you're seasoned, we all have a different way of doing things. Right. And like one of the things that like Andrew and I were thinking of, like, what do we do for our clients? How can we make this fun instead of just like, like an Amazon gift card, but at the same time also be very intentional with what we're quote unquote giving away or how we're pouring into people, where it's valuable and we come from a place of contribution. That's super big for us.
And it doesn't have to be expensive. So one of our clients' favorite pop buys that we do is a scratch off lottery ticket. So we usually have done that in the past, for St. Patrick's Day. This year we did it at the beginning of the year just to switch it up a little bit, and said, wishing you a lotto luck in the new year. And it was $2 goes, and everyone's posting it on social media, tagging us. I won $10. I didn't win anything, whatever. Super fun.
Can you imagine if that ticket was like one of those $1 million or whatever it is tickets, how gutted you would be? You'd be like, oh my God, trying to get a real estate deal and they just won $1 million.
On that.
Be like, oh yeah, I gave you the wrong ticket.
I'm going to need that back.
You're going to need that back. It's super urgent. Don't check. Can you imagine? Honestly, right? I've got this thing where I've done a lot of giveaways in my life as well. They're fantastic ways of building engagement. I've actually helped giveaway companies, all they do is give away stuff, because they're great businesses as well. But I always thought with stuff like lottery tickets, the reason I wouldn't do it is because I wouldn't be able to cope if I actually did buy a winning one and then I gave it away. Like I could give away a Ferrari because I know how much I bought the Ferrari, I gave it away, type deal, right? Because you got the money for it. But paying $2 and then they win the lotto and you're like, oh my God, like there is just no way I've just done that to myself.
Are you kidding me? Because you got to think about it this way. Can you imagine all the people they're going to tell now, my realtor gave me this winning ticket? I can see my business just exploding if that happens.
See, that's what comes from the mindset of abundance.
Yes.
I'm just thinking about how many Ferraris I could get with $1 million. So, like, I don't know what to tell everyone listening. Like, listen, like, hate me.
That's so funny.
I mean, it's totally true. I mean, it's just, I think we had the Euro Millions, whatever. It was 168 million. Like, what? Like, can you imagine that? I mean, this is totally off topic, but listen, we go everywhere on this show. There's a guy who he put in something like $2,000 into like one of the, I don't know anything about crypto, but basically he put $2,000 into this crypto coin and basically sold it at a loss.
Dogecoin, baby.
Or whatever it was. And he said, if a year later, he's like, if I had just kept the $2,000 in, it'd be worth $1 billion.
I read that.
And I'm like, yo, like you never had the money, so you shouldn't be upset. But also, he's like, how can I live with myself? And I'm like, well, you shouldn't have fucking taken the money out 3 weeks later. Anyway, with that being said, I want to dive into your first topic, which is something we do and love, which is coaching. And we love to coach agents. What this whole show is about is coaching for free as well. So coaching and networking, why is that your first secret to success?
Absolutely. So 2 years, I was with the team and I decided to leave the team. And once I did, I was kind of like, now what? What do I do? And I didn't want to be the statistic where I was one of the 80% of agents who failed in this business. So I knew that I had to have a really solid foundation. I also knew that I wasn't really great at everything. I was a procrastinator. I'm kind of very much get up. What way is the wind blowing? Let's run that way and run really fast and hard and get shit done. But also I'm not great with time management. Those types of things. So I knew I needed to have somebody in my life to hold me accountable to my goals. And also, I'm not a big dreamer. I'm just not. Money is not super important to me. And so I didn't know what my why was. I knew I needed one. I knew I needed help with a business plan, etc. So I reached out to the Tom Ferry organization and I have been coaching with them for the past 3.5 years. And I would contribute that as the number one reason I've been successful in this business.
It's amazing, isn't it, what good coaches can do for you? It's phenomenal. We see this all the time. We sell coaching, right? We get on calls. We have calls with agents all the time. And it's like, well, that's too much. And it's like, well, explain that to me. It's like you want to grow your business by 500,000, but let's say $10,000 invested is too much. It's like you haven't got a business problem. You've got a mindset problem.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, so if you're getting on these sales calls with coaching companies and the money is the thing that you're thinking about, you got a mindset problem. You ain't got a coaching. Like if you just solved your mindset, you'd probably not need the help to grow your business because you would now have figured that shit out. So you need mindset help first. Right. And we've all needed it.
Yeah, that is a great point because when I found out how much coaching was, I was like, oh, hell no, I'm not doing that. It's expensive, but it's an investment in your life and in your business. And I would highly recommend it.
The greatest investment you can ever make in your life is
Absolutely.
in yourself. Like no coins, no crypto, no nothing. It's like invest in yourself. There's tons of business coaches. I mean, a lot of, I guess the bigger ones, say like Gary V and all these other guys, business guys. And I think, again, someone asked him, I've got $5,000. What should I invest it in? And he was like, if all you've got is $5,000, invest every penny in yourself. Other people have said, is it 10 or 20 grand? Invest it all in yourself. It's going to be the best return you ever make, right? Is just put 20 grand into coaches, do it into stuff you're interested in, learn the trade, learn the skill sets, and then go out and multiply. You think, let's say, I don't know how much Tom Ferry's coaching is. Let's even just say it's $10,000 a month. I don't know what it is, but let's say it's 12 grand a year. And you've been there for, say, 3 years, 36K. And it's like, well, have you made more than 36 grand from that investment in this hypothetical? And it's like, yeah. You've made like 10 times that, 12, 20 times that And it's like, it's just, and yet it's like, you've got to overcome this hurdle where I've got to buy in because of the money. It's like, no. You can figure it out. Like, listen, we can all figure it out. If you really want it bad enough, you fucking figure that shit out. You know, there's a lot of things that I've bought in my life, everyone's bought in their life when they didn't have the means to do so. But it was like, I'm having this, so I will figure it out, whether you're selling shit, whether you're doing other side jobs, whether you're doing anything. Like, I just need that money. I want to do this. So that's one big thing about coaching. It's like, if you really want this bad enough, you want to be successful in real estate, one of the best things you can do is shortcut your process is get coaching. Listen, they've already been there. Like, they've already fucking done it. Like, what do you think this show is about? People are learning from you right now. It's like, you've already done it. So in the show, they haven't done 75 deals last year. They can learn a shitload from you. Fact.
So then I'll pose the question for the both of you guys. At what point in time do you stop investing in coaching?
Never.
And do the work? I love the unanimity on that one. Never.
Well,
Never.
I think, do you know when I think?
Yeah, but I think at some point, don't you think that you've done all the coaching and then you just need to just do the darn thing for you to benefit from more coaching?
Yeah, but
because you can continue getting coaching, but if you're not applying it, then what good is the coaching?
Yeah, I totally agree. You have to apply what you're learning in coaching.
Yeah, the assumption of this person who's paying for the coaching is they're going to execute against the coaching, because the reason, again, just going into what we do, like, you can buy our coaching as a course and go through it. What coaching really is accountability. That's actually what you're paying for. You're not paying for the content, because like, you could go buy our program, it's $2,000, right? Yeah. Or you can go higher tier options, which is coaching either as a group or one-on-one. You're looking anywhere from $6,000-$10,000 and upwards. And it's like, well, why is that more? It's like, well, the contents is the same. It's like, yeah, but we're getting on the fucking phone with you every week to make sure you're doing your shit. Exactly. It's like, that's our time. Exactly. Like, that's our time.
We're not recreating the wheel here. All the information is available on YouTube, it's podcasts, etc. The coaching, like you said, is accountability to doing the work, so on a weekly basis. And there's so much, to focus on, right? So you're working through social media. Okay, now it's to YouTube, so you have accountability in that. Okay, back to social media, because now they've changed some things in social, you know what I mean? So it's constantly, you're learning new stuff, and it's so important to always have that accountability.
The second part of your first topic, and I do want you to expand more on them, is the networking part, which is the greatest unseen part of coaching. So I've spoken about how me and Peter met a few times on the show. We both paid for a high-end mastermind, completely different fields, and we met through that. It was totally like, basically, Peter was doing the thing that I wanted to do. He was ahead of me by a couple of years. And then I was like, well, I need to speak to him. And that's how we met. High-end mastermind, like 5 figures plus just to get into the door, like we both. So it's like, you're both serious business people. You know what the fuck you're about. You're not doing that if you don't. And that's how we met. And then we built a friendship, and then over years. And then now we're obviously in business together. I never bought that program because I thought I'd meet my future business partner and have a great friend, like someone who I've shared the last few years with, and we do a lot together. And it's not just him. There's been countless other people who we've now met and who are all successful business people. And I tell you, man, there's something about being around successful people, the way they think, how they act, the way they make you feel. Like, I don't know how you put a price on that, but 10 grand ain't enough, So talk to us a little bit more, and obviously our audience, about the network effects or the networking of impact of the coaching or outcome of the coaching as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So for me specifically with coaching, it's not just about the coaching. That's a benefit to it, but it's about the networking within the coaching program, the different people that I've been able to meet that have helped elevate me and teach me things that I'm not good at, right? So they're really good at it. Let me learn from you. How did you do this? Not only that, but the referrals that I get then from it has paid for coaching and more. So that's the biggest benefit to it, is like, I came in going, how am I going to be able to afford $13,000 a year when I'm making jack squat? But then I sent out 3 referrals and I covered that and more. And now coaching is basically free.
It's free. Yeah. This is what we say. It's like, there's so many ways you can basically make coaching free. Just give out referrals from leads you can't work. It's now free. Yeah.
Exactly. So 100%. So that's where I go, networking is so important, but you can't join the coaching program and just sit back like this and hope you get referrals. I mean, you have to be involved. You have to be confident. You have to put yourself out there, get a little uncomfortable, and you're going to meet your people.
Yeah. And when it comes to coaching, have you only done the Tom Ferry's coaching, or have you tried others? Is there any others out there?
I haven't. I've only personally done Tom Ferry coaching. I have switched my coach within the Tom Ferry organization, so 4 times. In 3.5 years, because I remember being aligned with the first coach, and I had young kids. I had a 2-year-old when I started, and I thought I needed somebody who could understand the complexities of being a mom and balancing a business as a new entrepreneur. And she gave me way too much grace, and she was suggesting things like go door knocking with your 2-year-old. And I'm like, oh, hell no, that is not happening. And so I was like, you're out. I need a man. And so from then on, I had a male. And the second one I had, he was great, but then he showed up a couple times late to our coaching calls. And to me, no, that's not going to work for me. You're there, I'm paying you. And I just clearly not a very patient person. And then the third coach, he was just too easygoing and sweet and wonderful. And I loved him, but I needed someone who was like, do the shit. If you don't do it, you're out. I'm not coaching with you today. And so that's the accountability I needed personally. So I think, it's not a one size fits all. You're going to get the perfect coach. You've got to demand the perfect coach. You've got to, search until you find that right person.
I think what you said there is you had a standard that you were expecting them to perform at. And if they weren't performing, it's not that they're a bad coach. They're just not a right fit for you specifically because you're not in alignment.
Exactly.
So all of a sudden it becomes very difficult for you to, deal with that.
Well, it's your self-awareness. What I think is super interesting, actually, we had another mum who had young children on the show, and it was interesting because she did what we would have expected, and she found a coach who was also a young mum and had kids, because she had alignment there with that, like, she understands the stuff that I'm going through, and she's been with her now, I think 6 years, and it just works super well because she just understands exactly where she's at, which is what we would expect most people to do. It's you tend to align with people who are in similar situations. When you went, no, I just want someone who's just going to whip me into shape ASAP.
I don't know. I was like, no, I'm all in. Like, I need someone who's going to be like pushing me hard. And, but that's just my personality. So
yeah, absolutely. Oh, and by the way, would you consider yourself a maverick? Are you an agent, team leader, broker owner who's constantly striving, pushing boundaries and smashing goals? Well, we've already helped over 100 agents cross $100,000 and up in GCI per year. So if you're interested in learning more about our courses and coaching to help you scale your business, then head over to go.eliteagentsecrets.com.